This is a Headgum podcast.
You're funny.
We'll see.
You're very funny.
We'll see.
We haven't done that many podcasts.
Have I? I haven't done.
You
any?
have? Oh, no, I know.
No, I mean, no, not really.
Was your UCB era pre podcast?
Oh. Yeah, we didn't have any of this. Yeah, I guess so.
When were
you mean
you-
like when I
when
was
were you
in
in
UCB?
UCB?
Yeah.
I was in UCB in the late 1800s.
No,
That was the time to do
that
it.
was
Yeah,
the
that
time
was
to
the time
do
to
it.
do it. That
We
was-
missed it. We
That was
missed
the,
it.
Laurel and Hardy used to be Improv 101
Yeah,
teachers,
teacher.
and it was incredible.
Oh.
I was at UCB when it was like Amy Poehler and then we're showing up to do Ass Cat. So I was that like new little gay from Sacramento, just front row watching Amy Poehler do Ass Cat every Sunday.
Wow, can I tell you?
and just
really,
like I heard she's here this week, just constantly. Just
can I-
I was that.
Can I tell you the funniest juxtaposition of what you just said in my first day at UCB?
Okay.
I was so excited to finally get on a house team because for years
On
I was
your
like,
first day?
No. For years I was like, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
okay.
And then I was like seeing other people get to do things, and I was like, okay, fine, I'll do it. So I took the classes to audition for a house team. So I got a mod, and they called a company meeting, and they're like, and they're gonna be there, the founding for Amy Poehler. And then the meeting is like people yelling at Amy Poehler and yelling and being like, "This is crazy! Like, we need to be paid!" And she was apologetic and crying, and I was like, I think I missed it.
Wait, this was the same moment. This was the day of your audition?
No, this is like I got in.
you got
and the
in
first
and
day
you
I
were
was
like,
actually in the building being like, I'm
I
on
came
a
too
house
late.
team.
I came too
I
late.
was the first thing I did was a company meeting, and it was like really upsetting and scary. And I was like, wait, what? I
Yeah,
think
I
I
came
missed
at the
the
end of
grand
this.
old
we
times.
we got into a lot of comedy institutions at the end.
Yes.
And we don't know whether it's bad timing or the fact that we got in was the warning call.
They were like, we got to take a look at this.
Yeah.
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 Welcome to the downside. This is a place we complain, we get negative, we say things that didn't go well in our lives.
Yeah.
And it could be tough because we have a guest who's a lot of things went very well. A phenomenal writer. You know him from the co-creator of The Other Two, and a writer and director of Other People, a tremendous movie. Former head writer of Saturday Night Live. First openly gay head writer of Saturday Night Live, as Wikipedia
Thank
says.
you for mentioning that.
I think it's so funny
I was
how they
worried
have
you were
to
gonna
add
forget.
openly that now they have
Yeah.
to add it every time to be like, to be
Oh,
clear,
yeah.
there's a chance before.
Who knows?
Well, because when I was doing when I became head writer, I think somebody interviewed me and asked me if I was, and I was like, I don't know, and they were like, you were, and I was like, okay, I was, and then the next interviewer was like, no, Paula Pell, and I was like, okay, no, I wasn't, and then they changed it to. Everyone got so nervous around the conversation of was I or wasn't I. It was a stressful time for everyone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is there?
It is funny those specifics because they get, like.
Well, it's just when
Yeah,
you decide to stop. How many? Third openly
Yeah.
gay writer. Fourth, do we go? Okay.
I think fourth we're done.
Well, I think true diversity is when we go first straight writer in a long time.
That's true diversity.
Or I first questionably straight writer on Saturday Night Live. Well, Chris, you may not have done many podcasts, but we're such a fan of your work.
We are, and also sometimes people have podcasts. Sometimes there's podcasts, and it's like a lot of fawning. And I have to say, we've never done that really, or I've never done it.
Yeah.
And
Never
this
fawned.
is the first time I'm genuinely like. The Other Two is one of the best shows
that's
that
so
has
nice.
been on in the last at least 10 years. It's truly one of my favorite rewatches,
that's
and
nice. Thank
I'm just saying that to him because he doesn't listen. But
Why do you have to add the 10 years?
oh, I don't know.
What do you say?
I guess
the best
oh,
comedy in the last 10 years?
Yeah.
yeah. I guess
You're
I'm
like-
gonna say all time.
Will and Grace,
This sucks.
and then the other two.
Now I see why you don't do it that often.
I'm really bad at it.
Creaky.
Yeah. No, I love it so much. There's so many jokes I think of all the time. Anyways,
It really is truly, the cast is so good. The cast is so ridiculous. The fact, like, even sometimes I'll think about it and I'll be like, wait, Wanda Sykes was in that, and Molly Shannon and Ken
yeah.
Marino, just like
Yeah.
all these like people
Yeah.
that we were such fans of.
And
the
our
idea
friend,
that they did it.
Chris
Our friend
Cafaro
Chris
was in
Cafaro.
Yes.
season 1.
Oh yes, there's
Yes.
everybody, like people that were in one episode, people like the Instagays that would come back every season. There were so many funny fucking people. It was just great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris,
Yeah.
he's so good in episode. He loves doing characters, but I think one that he nails is that dead like dude, bro.
Yes.
And it's
Yes.
such a good, so good on him.
And also,
so funny.
one of my
Who he
favorite
is.
one of my favorite writing bits on the show that I think of probably once a week is the Deborah, like that Deborah messing.
Deborah. Oh, no, that is mean.
I
That's
know,
too
but
mean.
no, but that's not.
Hold up.
No,
but that's
the
the
best
best
part
part
of
of
the
the
show.
show.
Nice.
That the best part of the show is that you had jokes like that.
But it's never addressed. We don't like linger in it.
What
No.
did you do again?
No,
What's
it's
Deborah
quick.
Messing
What's
is
the-
just constantly sending Chase Dreams flowers.
And I would love to collab with you.
Every time he has professional success, he just gets flowers from Deborah saying, "I'd love to collaborate."
And then someone saying, "Oh, Deborah."
Oh, Deborah.
And I just think that is like that show had so many things like that were, again, you didn't dwell in it. It wasn't like thing, but it was so specific in a way that you're like, you remember it because it's so funny.
Specific in
and
a way that,
cutting
like,
in
I
a really smart way.
Specific in a way that I wanted to like watch it with like my mom to see if what she got and
If it
what
would
she
even
didn't
register as
get.
comedy.
Because when
Yeah.
Tovah and I would watch it, Tovah's a manager, and so we
Yeah,
would just
yeah.
like all these little
It's for
nuances.
her.
The agent who's always on vacation. I mean, it all resonated.
Yeah.
So for those who don't know the other two, I mean, it's two siblings whose their brother becomes a super famous pop star, and it's like that rare showbiz show that's a miracle that got made because, at least when it comes to the arts, like
Yeah.
any movie or TV show about the arts, I go to these writers' meetings, these pitch meetings. And if I even deign to mention the possibility that I would be playing a stand-up comedian in the thing,
Oh, yeah.
the way that the lights leave their eyes,
Yeah.
and I'm not the only person to think this, but I always want to be like, no, but mine would be good, and I'd be relatable in some way.
But even now, when you're pitching stuff, they'll be like, "Wait, hold on. No one's really looking for stuff about the industry right now." And I'm like, every single thing on TV right now is about
about
the
it.
industry.
Yeah.
I watched-
And you're like, well, yes, no, of course, but
I watched that. I'm a shit talk. You don't have to weigh in on this shit talk, but I watched the George Clooney movie. I
haven't
started
seen
the
it.
George Clooney movie, and it's about like actors.
Yeah.
And like, forget about. I don't know how doctors watch ER, because watching it as like an actor, the moment someone says you used to do that
Yeah,
method,
yeah.
show me some of that method acting, and I want to jump out the window.
yeah. That's how my husband is a lawyer, and for a while, like years ago, I was watching like some like lawyer show. Maybe it was the good fight or something.
Yeah.
And literally every time he would walk by, all the lawyers were like leaving to start their own firm. Like,
Yeah.
In every episode,
Yeah.
In every episode, they're like, "We're out again and we're starting another one." And he's like, "This makes no sense." And I was like, "Shut the fuck up! I know it doesn't. Like, what do you want in the like? Should they just be typing quietly? Of course."
Yeah.
But
That's really funny.
Were there any jokes? I mean, you obviously had to take that Deborah Messing joke. Like, were there anyone that get pissed off, or were they honored to be mentioned? I find
I don't think so.
in stand-up, more often than not, people are honored to be thought of,
Yeah.
unless it's truly mean.
The Deborah Messing one's tough because what I'm about to say, it feels like the Deborah Messing one is tough. Okay, aside from that, in general, we tried to make fun of people that we genuinely like loved or were fans of, or we knew they would be a good sport about it or something like that.
Except for the Deborah Messing.
But I'm like, I don't know. Maybe I hope she's not mad. I don't know.
It's okay.
But yeah, we
It's
didn't really
changed.
think
She's got
about it
bigger
too
fish to
much.
fry.
Yeah, now it feels okay. It feels okay.
yeah.
Now the joke kills.
Well, I'm trying to think. I did want to mention my own thing, if I might share my own life trauma.
Yeah, okay.
Please.
My dad. We had dinner,
Oh my God.
and I feel like I had a breakthrough though with my father. So he has hearing loss. Will not accept it. I beg him to get hearing aids, and it's too late. So he doesn't remember anything. Doesn't hear. So we go out to dinner, and it's gotten so bad. He's with Tovah, and we're talking like this to him. And so I'm going nuts. I'm going to dinner with my dad. First, the whole meal, he wants to talk about ChatGPT. He talks about ChatGPT the way I wish that he talked about
to be able
me.
to not to hear, remember, and be wanting to talk about ChatGPT is so tough.
He's sitting
In what
down.
way does he want to talk about it? Like,
He's going.
like he's
son,
like-
you gotta,
he loves
you
it.
gotta see this.
Okay.
It's incredible what it can do. Watch this, and he asks some, completely. And he's not an improviser, so it takes a long time to make up a business thing. And converting kilograms to sale of metal in China. And then he says to me, he goes, ask it a question, and I go, ask me a question, Father. Ask me a question. I don't want to ask ChatGPT. And then we ask ChatGPT. He literally goes, what are the upcoming tour dates for comedian Gianmarco Soresi? And I this is where I want to scream. I go, ask me. I know them all.
Yeah.
And ChatGPT can't figure them out. And so now he's making excuses. Now he's like going, well, sometimes, maybe you need to update your website.
God.
I'm zoned out. I approach these meals in a very, I'm just going to bear and get through them. And this is how I'm going to, until he passes away. Like, I'm just going to grin and bear it. And that's not good.
Yeah.
And it's, so at some point he says this, he goes, I was thinking yesterday how to garner more interest for you in my job. And I go, the kind of passive aggressive
That's about you, kind of.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay.
He's thinking about you.
And I had a glass of wine. And now I've been drinking more.
Okay.
Something's changing in me. I've been drinking a little more.
Okay.
And I say, well, did you come with any good ideas? So I'm going back. I'm not playing your game. And he goes, no, it's on you to figure out how to be more interested in my job. And I'm like, I'm going to kill myself. So I go, Dad, it's very hard to communicate with you because you can't. He goes, no, you don't enunciate well enough. And I go, Father, you're the only person in my life that complains about enunciation. And he starts talking about everyone in the world. They don't enunciate. Everyone's mumbling. He has people that work for him who mumble. And I go, I'm trying. I go, maybe you're right. Maybe society has fallen off the enunciation train, but something also is going on with you. And then he says his father used to make, who I never met, he died before I was born, used to like make him enunciate at the table or something. And I go, like a therapist, I go, oh, tell me, finally, so there's some reasoning behind this. And he tells that story and he goes, no, but it's still people's problems. And I go, Dad, I want to communicate with you. I'm open up my heart. I want to communicate with you. And I go, I think you're scared of just getting old. And he goes, how dare I? This doesn't work. That doesn't work. I know about getting old. You don't know about. I know about getting old. And then he says this classic line. He said it to my mom when she confronted him about cheating, 80s. He goes, son, I don't know what to tell you. I'm not going to change. It's literally like that is his. If I were to write his character, he's not going to change. Yeah. And we're at a decent restaurant, and that's something clicks in me, and I go, fuck you. And he goes, whoa. I go, fuck you. And I drive in, and he finally goes, son, I don't want a piece of plastic in my ear. I don't want to learn how a new device works. I'm like, yes, okay.
Yeah, there it is.
Okay, there we go. There we go. We got it.
Okay.
We got it. And I'm like, listen, Dad, I will work to enunciate. And I'm doing metaphors.
Yeah.
I'm saying, Dad, you taught me how like science works. Do you understand? I'm taking in all the data, and you are the only one in my life saying this thing. And I'm saying like, Dad, it interrupts the flow of conversation. Imagine if every time we talked, I said, wait, because he always goes middle conversation. He goes, wait, enunciate more. And I can't. Oh. And I go, if we were talking, and every 3 seconds, I say, wait, your forehead has tension. Relax. I'm doing everything. And finally, after this two fuck yous, it's like, he goes, okay, I'll try it when we talk. And then we have the most lovely dinner after that in years. Okay. And I think I had a moment where I just like, sometimes, unfortunately, with crazy people, you sometimes don't want a real big confrontation, but crazy people, they can bounce back from those crazy confrontations.
Yes.
So
that's
fast.
what Housewives is. That's why I watch Real Housewives. They just get absolutely knocked to shit, and then they're like, man. The next morning they're like, let's do it again.
Yeah.
That is maddening though, especially when you know someone that you're like, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna get pulled in, and then an hour later you've been trying to like win for 1 hour.
But it's also asked him to ask ChatGPT if he should get a hearing aid. I bet it would have said yes.
This is the downside.
1, 2, 3. Downside.
You're listening to The Downside.
The Downside.
With Gianmarco Soresi.
Gianmarco, have you seen any good movies lately?
Brother, I haven't seen any good movies for decades.
Gianmarco, let me tell you about this new movie. Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie. You ever heard about these two guys, Matt and Jay? They're crazy guys. When their plan to book a show at the Rivoli goes horribly wrong, Matt and Jay accidentally travel back to the year 2008. Blah, 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 blah. The rest writes itself. And critics are raving about it.
Variety says it's insane that it exists. Slate says a thrilling, roof-shaking blast. Sunshine
CG
State
Magazine.
Complex. No. Forget what Sunshine State Complex says. You know it's good. What did CG Magazine say?
CG Magazine says, gives no fucks, a movie you absolutely must see to believe.
Hold up. We can say fucking an ad read? You better fucking see this movie. Nirvana, the band,
the show,
the movie.
the movie.
This is what an exciting comedy is. You want to see fucking live action Zootopia.
Avatar 18.
Oh, great. Fucking support something cool and interesting and original. Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie. Get your tickets now. Coming out February 13th. This is The Downside. This is a place we can complain and listen. Sometimes I ask the guest questions. Sometimes the guest is just here to hear my trauma. Please, we're recording a lot of these episodes in advance of my tour in Asia and Australia. So if you want a more in the week, current, up to date, join the Patreon, patreon.com/downside. Bonus episodes every week. We record week of me and Russell. But yeah, thank you, Chris. We had a meal.
We had a meal.
Where?
We had a meal. Couldn't tell you.
Russ and Daughters.
Somewhere one
Jew. It was a Jewish
one
place.
address over from where you lived.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And it's sometimes you have a meal with someone and they tell all these great stories and you go, oh, I want it on the podcast, but you don't know, my life.
What did I say?
No.
I'll say it
crazy
again.
stories.
No.
No. But you haven't done a lot of podcasts. I appreciate you doing it. Was there any wariness? Because we had you booked, and then you had a kid.
I had a kid.
Congrats.
Well, I didn't have the kid yet. I have a kid. I do have a kid.
Yes.
I'm here to announce I have a kid.
Yes.
I'm going on a
As of this
podcast now to
taping,
talk about my kid.
You have a kid.
Yeah.
I have a kid, but then no, I canceled because then we're having a second kid, and so we did we are gay. And so we had to go do like insemination, and so we flew to go do the insemination, and that's when that was.
Where'd you fly?
We flew.
Where?
We went to California. Our surrogate lives in California.
Is it cheaper there or?
Yeah. It's some girl that was like, I'll do it. Okay. No.
With that tone?
No. Yeah, I'll do it. Yeah. I'm like, cool. Yeah. And so then, we just got on the last flight. No, yeah, we were working with a surrogacy agency, and surrogates live all over, and you meet people, and you see who you vibe with, and who wants to do it, and all that kind of stuff. And they're like, she can live wherever. And they have to be careful about what states they're in so that they have like laws that are good for surrogacy.
How are you looking at these candidates? Is it just profiles you're scrolling through?
Yeah, well, it's also, I don't know if this is even remotely interesting, and I also didn't know
Don't
this.
worry.
But, okay, you'll cut it all.
No, we'll keep it. We'll make it interesting. Surrogacy is fascinating.
No, but also, I didn't know this before I did it, but maybe you're like, I know this, but like the donor and the surrogate are different. Do you know that? So like the egg donor, who's like the biological mother, she donates her egg, and then you give your sperm, and then you make embryos.
Does anyone do a 2-for-1 sale?
Yeah, and then it's put in and then a different woman is the surrogate.
So in theory, the surrogate, they just need to be good at like having babies.
Sure.
Like,
yes.
they don't need to worry so much about like.
It's not their
brains
biological
and-
child.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like
But is it? I imagine it would be easier if it was the same. If it wasn't an egg that was taken out, put back in.
I don't know. I mean, I guess for all of the women involved, I'm coasting either way. Okay,
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
I
But you can
think
impregnate. I mean, you could
do whatever. I guess the way that you work through the agencies, they don't allow it to be the same woman, because then also like if you're carrying your own child and it's biologically yours, then of course you could feel it's
Really?
technically
That's the
it's
thinking
like
behind
your
it?
property too. I think. It's,
Ooh, don't
it's
you
your
think it'd be
child,
harder to
it's
give
your-
up if it was yours?
Yeah.
No, it's a miracle to begin with, and then we're gonna move an egg. It just seems like a lot
It's all
of.
so crazy. It's all so crazy. It's all so technical and so scientific, and so I don't understand any of it. And I'm just like on emails all day. Like, you don't know how many I should have just chosen to be straight. Having a baby when you're gay was such a mistake. It's so tedious. There's so many emails. But then we all gather when we had our first daughter. We flew to California. San Diego is where they do the transfer, where they do the embryo transfer. And it was the woman who was our surrogate, and her husband was in there, and me and my husband. And then the doctor's like, okay, we're going to now bring in we're now going to bring in the embryo and put it inside of the surrogate. And she's like, scoot out of the way. And I was like, what? And she opens the door, and she's like, nurse, we're ready. And then a nurse just walks down the hallway with a syringe.
Oh my God.
With the like embryo in the syringe. But she walks in like she's just like holding a pencil. And she just walks in, and she's like, okay, excuse me, guys, step out of the way. And then she literally just inserted it. Yeah, but it was so it felt like all of it was so scientific and careful. And it was just like, here I come.
Yeah.
And then as soon as the embryo, my daughter, was implanted, our lovely surrogate's husband, who was also lovely, turned to me and pounded me. And I had never felt straighter and gayer in that moment. I was like, this is I don't know what this is. I guess it's the beginning of life.
Oh, that's really funny.
It was very weird.
So what were you looking for? I mean, the egg feels like the more research, I guess, because that's the DNA.
Yeah.
It's the DNA.
And what are you looking for there? Big
so gross.
Huge tits.
I'm just like out of body picturing like the woman who gave me life, my daughter life, like making fun of her on a podcast. Don't watch this.
I promise no kid is watching their dad's podcast ever, ever in a million years. Unless when you die and they go back, oh, I miss dad.
Yeah, I want to see him again. Why couldn't he hang out with me that one day? My first recital. What do we look for? It's honestly, truly like they match your genes with her genes to make sure that you both don't have the same gene for blah, blah bad thing. It's like technical, boring stuff like that. You know what I mean? That,
So there's no even like...
You're not at risk for this, and she's not also at risk for this. And
not
so
like a headshot.
there's also headshots. You want them hot? No.
Yeah.
But
But are they all pretty hot?
We didn't do any of this type of thing, but in researching it, you can pay more money for like and she went to Harvard. You can pay more money for that.
Yeah.
And then there's some where it's like she's a Brazilian model, you know what I mean? And she's 6'4", and she like, and then they charge more for her eggs. It's really disgusting.
Do they have like a thing for people who don't realize, like, just so you know, genetic expression can be all sorts of ways, and just because they're a model doesn't mean their kid's going to be a model.
I mean, that's why we didn't do that. But it's it's wild.
How can I talk numbers? How much is it?
Let's talk numbers.
How much is this part?
know.
The egg.
I don't know how much each individual part is, but all told, it's really bad.
Hundreds of
thousands.
hundreds
It's
of
so
thousands
bad.
of
Yeah.
dollars.
It's not good.
Oh my god.
The number is not good.
And then when you're finding the surrogate, are you looking for someone you vibe with? Are you talking to them once a week? Does it matter? Do you just go, I'll see you in 9 months?
I feel so self-conscious about it because I'm like, this woman is truly fully carrying my child. I feel like I should be calling her every day, being like, oh my God, thank you. This is insane. I'm so sorry you're doing this. And that's just my personality.
Can you imagine you're on the phone, you hear her be like, light me up. What's up?
But in general, I think, you check in on them. We like try to fly out for some appointments. We call them. We have one daughter now. And so we're going to like FaceTime with our surrogate to kind of show our daughter, oh, like she's carrying a baby. We're having another baby. It's all like, it's very weird and trippy.
Yeah.
It's weird because I feel like I'm going through something that everybody goes through, which is like having kids, like everybody in goddamn Earth does.
Yeah.
But then the gay version of it, not that many people I know of have gone through it. So it feels like a very common and a very rare thing all at once.
Yeah.
So it's strange.
Was adoption? I imagine it's gotten easier.
We talked about all this. I was pro either one, and then these are all just weird conversations you have because
Well, when was it? Was it always legal in terms of like, was gay surrogacy being two gay men or women getting a kid? Was that always legal in America?
I don't think it was always legal, and I don't think it was always legal in New York or something like that.
I don't think it's going to be
I
legal
feel
much
like
longer.
the laws changed
Feels like it
recently.
started with Rosie O'Donnell.
It started with Rosie?
But she
Let's just
she
say
did
so.
it
Yeah,
early
yeah.
on.
It started with
right?
Rosie.
Like
It started
she
with
had
Rosie.
like a lot of kids.
Yeah, it started with Rosie.
Can you look it up, Ty?
Yeah, it started with Rosie.
This would be one of those comments where they go, how could you not know when gay
How could you
surrogacy
not? I
started?
know.
I
Those
go,
are
I'm
the
sorry.
comments.
They didn't
How
teach
could
it in
you not
school.
know?
I just assumed it should have always been.
I'm the first out gay head writer to have surrogacy, to have a child via surrogacy in New York State.
That should have been in the credits of SNL every week.
Yeah, so you have one kid now.
I have one kid now.
How old's your kid now?
She's almost 2.
Almost 2.
And she's very sweet. And then we have another one on the way.
And you're trying to like give her some experience of like, here's a pregnant person, like FaceTiming, like you want the experience of hand on the belly, feel a kick. That's your sibling.
Yeah,
that's nice.
It's weird, but this was gonna be my what's it called?
You can say it now. That's fine.
But that was gonna be my because we're trying to explain to my daughter now, oh, you're having another sibling. And I imagine if I was straight, if I was the woman, I would be showing. It would be obvious. I'd be like, come touch mommy's belly or look at mommy's belly. And right now there's nothing really to show her other than like, just so you know, there's a gal in California.
Yeah.
Or like, we're going to go on a plane and go get this baby. And then we'll, it just feels so we're like, what do we do? And so we've been reading books to her or I've been trying to find books that can explain this in a gentle way. And so this has to stop is just like, children's books for children of gay couples have to stop. Every children's book is bad. Every children's book is doing it wrong.
It's a new genre.
It's really
of
bad.
children's books.
And there's different tries. Like every author is like, no, they're doing it wrong. They're all bad.
What's the message that they're trying to convey?
Well, the most generic form, and it's also like there's children's books and then there's baby books. You know, like a toddler is reading a book just to be like, this is a book and I'm holding it. That's all they're learning out of the book.
Yeah.
And so these are supposed to be books for 2-year-olds. And the books, any book about a gay parent always starts with like, little Susie went to school and she said, I've got 2 dads. And her friend said, yuck, boo, ew, gross, gay people suck. Then little Charlie Bear came over and said, actually, gay people are good. So then Susie learned gay people are good too. Yeah. And it's like, I don't want to start her off by being like, just so you know, right out the gate, ew, gross.
Yeah.
it's
especially growing up in Brooklyn, I think it's probably the other way around.
Yeah.
Little Susie said, my mommy and daddy, and the kid said, like, what?
Yeah. But so all the books start with like, now listen, when you open the door and go out into the world, everyone's going to say, look at these but I'm here to tell you they're not so bad. That's what every book is. Or
it's got to rhyme.
Or I got one book that I thought seemed really good. It was called like I Love My Dads. And it was written from the point of view of a baby with 2 dads, but like weirdly the dads were so hot and jacked. The drawings were so jacked that I was like, some gay dads wrote this book and wanted to look hot. And so many of the sentences are like, don't they look cute? Then they get dressed for the market. Doesn't he look cute in his coat? They're all just like,
just asking for compliments.
it's truly just
the
like,
whole time.
don't you want to fuck my dad?
Oh my God.
That's not good.
And they're so hot. They're so hot on the book.
That's really funny.
And then the one that I tried to buy books to try to explain. I was Googling like, what book do you show them? I was trying to get a book to explain having another baby when you're gay. You know, like, okay, so she can't like see a tummy. So what do we get? And there was like some book called like the Magic Wizard Helps My 2 Gay Dads Have a Baby or something. And I was like, sure, this sounds great. Again, she's 22 months old. And it was like, the book is like, Susie has 2 daddies, so they can't carry a baby themselves. So they have to go to the magic wizard to help get all the things they need to have a baby. And I was like, okay, sure. And they were like, the magic wizard gives her a scroll with 3 things they need to find. And I was like, okay. And they were like, number 1, semen. And I was like, I don't know that I need to get into semen, and she's 22 months.
Also to go from doctor or thing to
the wizard
and to like very literally
there's a drawing
semen.
of a scroll, and this is number 1, semen.
That should have been in Wizard of Oz after Dorothy came. It's just 2 gay dads. Like, we're trying to figure this out. Oh, thank God this is easier than Courage.
I wish it was just like whatever a regular children's book is. I wish like 5% of them were printed, and then it was like gay edition, and then it just had 2 dads in it or 2 moms in it, and then it was not explained. The story wasn't different. You know, it was just like
is it important at all for the kid to go, because is it your sperm or your husband's sperm?
Our first daughter is my husband's. Yeah.
And like, is there any importance of telling the kid like, your this daddy's DNA? Does it?
Yes, I think that will all happen in time. Like,
of course,
I think our vibe is like, we are just going to treat this as normally as possible. Whenever she has questions, we'll answer them. Like, we are friends and have a good relationship with the egg donors, so that if she ever wants to know who her like biological mother is, like, we can tell her and she can meet her or talk to her or not, whatever she wants. The idea is just like, keep it as normal, be as honest as possible. But she literally just learned to walk, and so it's like she understands she's going to be a big sister, and so like any sort of book explaining that, I'm like, I don't know that semen is the answer yet. Listen, in a year I'm going to be talking left, right, and center about semen with that girl.
Yeah.
But I it was a joke, and now it is real that we are having a second child, and that one is biologically mine. And so it has become a joke, but now that we're about to have it, I'm worried that this is so bad to say on a podcast, but I'm worried that mine's going to be the dud. Because our first daughter is so cute and so smart, and everyone's like, she's already talking, she's putting together sentences.
She already knows how sperm works.
She is so. I've never seen a child like this, and I'm like, okay, guys, let's calm down. She's not that great, just in case mine comes along and is like
slow expectations. Yeah.
Did you ever consider having the egg for her be the same biological mom?
It is the same biological mom.
is?
Yeah. Our kids,
Wow.
they'll be the same biological mom.
Wow. Is that something you asked about in the beginning?
It's also weird. I feel inherently stressed talking about this only because they're so, I don't want to say judgment, but like I didn't know what I was doing. And like how you asked about adoption, I was like, I was open to adoption. I was open to surrogacy. Like we just really wanted to have kids. And so this is
Why do you feel judgment? What do you worry about?
I feel like before I had kids, I would have been like, I'm only going to adopt. Why wouldn't you adopt? You know what I mean? And so, and then there's so many
Yeah.
different conversations.
I think
to
people
have
get more
and,
mad
like,
about like dogs. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
like
exactly.
they're gonna be like, why are you adopting?
No, and I
dogs?
buy my dogs. I buy my dogs.
And it's your sperm every time.
I adopt, not shop to my dog. My dog is adopted, and she's awful. It's one of the worst decisions I've ever made.
Yeah, they don't come out great.
My dog's not good.
Yeah.
She's adopted, and she's not good.
See, now we're in dangerous territory.
Now
we
we
really
are.
want.
It is stressing me out. All adopted
No, so
dogs,
we just
but
we
they're
just have a biological mother, and we made embryos, and some of them happen to be mine, and some of them happen to be Bobby's, and then
Oh, you got the embryos before any of this started.
you make the embryos.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
find
yeah.
the birth mother, you find the biological mother, and then mix it all up. Look at me,
Wow.
and make embryos. And some of them was with mine, and some of them was with Bobby's. And they say this is how many we got. And then when it's
How many
time
do you have
to
left?
this is it. We're only having 2 kids.
But so did you get rid of the other ones?
No, I haven't. No, we
So
haven't.
they're in a fridge somewhere. Do you think you're gonna? What are you waiting for until it counts as murder across America?
Are you gonna steal them?
Oh, you mean hurry up?
I mean, I don't know. It's just that's a lot of weight. Like, my girlfriend got her eggs frozen, and like, there's a universe where I'd say this is me edging towards kids as slowly as I can. Like, okay, we'll make an embryo.
But also because an egg is just that doesn't count as life yet.
No.
Whereas an
not
embryo
yet.
does, as we know.
Not
Yeah.
yet.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
embryo that's the one I think was Alabama.
That's the one that
where
was,
like
yeah.
it was an issue because if you drop one, suddenly you're
You're a murderer,
mass
yeah.
murderer. You
Yeah.
drop a tray.
Yeah.
What state are they in?
California. Right?
Oh,
My children?
yeah. No, you're
My children.
Your potential.
You're
My children.
You're
They're in
so
California.
intense about this.
because it's
What
fascinating.
street? Where facility are they at?
It's fascinating. It's like powdered person. It's like you just add a little and it becomes a human being.
It is fascinating.
I just think that's a decision because you got to pay for that. The whatever the fridge is, it can't
Yeah.
be cheap. My girlfriend pays for the egg freezing bill. I think I pay for part of it too. It's my
You better.
my procrastination
Better be.
tax.
You better be.
Yeah, you better be.
Let's get her in
think so.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How much is it? I don't even know.
I think it costs.
Oh, God.
It costs some money.
To store eggs?
I mean, it must. It's not
Must
free,
be.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure they're
precious cargo.
overcharging.
Yeah.
You can't just put it in the regular fridge.
But then do you think it costs more to freeze an embryo?
Absolutely.
Because they're like, well, this is...
If you asked for
Absolutely.
it,
Ty,
would they
can you
give it
look
to
up
you?
how much it costs to freeze embryos, and then we'll never look at what you find?
Would they give it to you? If you
What?
said, I want it, give it to me.
Log into my bank statement. Let's just get the numbers.
Like, no, if you
if
asked
the embryos.
Yeah.
If you said, give me the embryos.
Yeah.
I imagine so, but I don't
Wait,
know.
what'd you ask?
If you could just say, I want my embryos, give them to me.
Oh, yeah, physically just give them to you
Yeah.
into my hand, and
Like
I'll
for-
just
Or
take it
just
home.
like take them.
Like,
you
I'll
know.
put them in my fridge.
Yeah.
I think they're legally yours, but they would have to throw them away, right? They'd have to like
I don't
they'd have to
know.
like
Yeah, probably
biologically
you just
dispose
can't
of
keep
them.
it.
Here's my
fridge.
show idea. So it's like a show about should I have kids, should I not?
Uh-huh.
You just open, you go, I just took these out of the fridge. If I don't decide by the end of the show to put it back in the fridge, I can't have kids anymore. And we watch the melting process.
Oh.
It's a one night only show.
Okay.
Or we fake it and it's not real. It's just a bit.
No, you do it or
No,
don't.
do it or don't do it.
it or
Yeah.
What does it say,
don't.
Night
Ty?
only.
Okay, so 10 to 20,000 per cycle for eggs, and then annual storage fees of $350 to $1,000
A month?
Annual storage fees.
$350,
$350
that
to
ain't that
$1,000. Yeah, it's really
$350.
the initial starting up is pretty intense.
Yeah.
10 to 20,000.
Pay more for parking them per month, so it's not too bad.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, and then thawing them can be $5,000 or more.
What to thaw them to then use?
Yeah,
Then
yeah, yeah.
use, to then
Okay.
use,
For fertilization,
Yeah.
just
To thaw to whatever, that's free. That's just
For like it's a thumb for like a comedy show.
Yeah.
A one night only comedy show. How much is that?
if they do throw it away, I hope it's like in a nice trash can. Like I hope it's not like regular trash can.
It's a drain, I think.
I think it's like a biohazard.
Yeah.
Yeah, because my
Bag.
girlfriend, she just got her tonsillectomy, got her
Oh.
tonsils removed, and I'm pretty sure legally, like you don't get to keep your tonsils. You don't you can't be like, can
Why
I have
would you
them?
want to?
Just in case. Who knows? Maybe you want to do. Here's a show idea.
Did she ask?
Stop pitching me bad show
Did she
ideas.
ask? Did she get to see him?
No, I don't know if we. I mean, I'd seen them in their home, and they're not display.
They're nothing to look at.
They were big. I mean, they were big.
Yeah.
They were big. But yeah, they're gone now. Brutal. She's still recovering. It's been a tough for me. Waking up, taking Oxy 3. I feel like I know what it's like to have a kid a little bit.
Yeah.
Sleep-wise.
Yeah.
Because it's like 3 times a night, and it's been
Really?
For how long? Got to take the pills.
How long is the recovery?
It's been about a week. We're hoping 2 weeks because then we're going to Tokyo, and we're praying. She can eat fine enough by then. But it's it's crazy pain. They say as an adult, everyone says to you, "Well, it's as an adult we hear it's tougher." I say, "Thank you." Well, that's all we can do now.
Yeah.
But guys, get your kids, get those tonsils out now.
Get those tonsils out.
Really?
Get those tonsils out now. They serve no purpose.
You're supposed to just preemptively remove the tonsils?
Kids, I mean, I don't know if you could do it like with everything else. I all those things, circumcised tonsils, get it all done when I'm
Appendicitis.
Yeah,
Appendix. I had to
you
get
got his
mine out.
appendicitis.
You had to get yours out?
Yeah, when I was 12.
But that's useless too. It's just a useless
It's useless. It exploded and was poisoning my body, and I almost died.
My husband is giving his dad a kidney.
Oh,
in 2
my
months.
God.
And that's another weird thing where he's nervous about it, but they're like, you don't really need your kidney. And they're like, but he does now, so it's like, well, what is it? Like I don't get it.
Yeah, in like 30 years, am I going to need that?
It's
Like,
fine.
and
A
it's
kidney
too
is
late?
nothing, but
Yeah.
he will die if he doesn't get it tomorrow.
Yeah.
And so that's another weird.
Oh,
Did
that's
his-
intense.
Yeah.
Did his dad try to get on a list, or was this first?
I mean,
resort?
it's just like once you get. I mean, he's older. He's in his 70s, and so
They're
it's
like, we're not
hard to
giving
get
you
on
the
a list
list.
for that. And so you
Yeah.
kind of really need someone And so my husband had to go through like all the testing and to make sure he was a match, but then also make sure he was like healthy enough. And
They have a good relationship.
yeah.
Man, that's tough. Dear God, please don't ever put me in that situation. Dear
Your
Christ
dad,
Almighty.
can you imagine your dad asking
What
you
would
for
Oh
you
my
genuinely? What
God.
would you genuinely say?
Oh,
would you
he
just
would-
say no?
So why would I force myself to confront this for fun?
You would
You mean
get-
right here, right now?
You-
Yeah,
yeah, for
I'll
my
wait,
fun.
I'll wait till.
You'd get
for
a lot
my
of
fun.
content out of it if you did it,
That's like if I
You do
said
a
you
whole
would you have your
special
kid.
on it, like-
If I said if you were in the concentration camp but you could only save one, tell us now on the record. I don't know. I'd ask my sister first.
Okay.
I'd ask my sister and
Yeah,
I'd
yeah,
say,
yeah.
hey,
Yeah.
I'll pay for the whole thing.
Yeah.
I'd say to my dad, if I give you this, you're putting in hearing aids first.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Here's what I'd do. He'd be like, can you have my kid? I'd be like, yeah. And he'd be like, what? I'd be like, never mind. I tried. I don't enunciate
I'm only
well
offering
enough.
once. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is your dad still alive?
Wow. Yes, he is, but I don't know who he is. Yeah, he is alive.
Would you?
But I don't know him.
Would you?
I don't know.
you
I don't
know
know him.
Me neither.
No,
Join the club.
no,
I know,
don't.
I know.
It sounds
I'm
like your
joking.
sounds
I'm
like your dad's a
joking.
little annoying. I had to testify in court when I was 11, and I never wanted to see him again.
Oh, you're the only one who ever had to
Yeah.
testify in court.
Yeah, when I was 11, I had to get on the stand and say, I don't want to see my father again, and the courts made that happen. Your dad can't hear that well. Jesus Christ. And that's a whole podcast? This is the whole basis of this podcast? Oh, Jesus.
It really
I know
is.
your dad's hot and he can't hear well. I don't see the problem here. Like, what? This is we're going to Tokyo for this?
Yes, yeah.
But yes, I would give him a kidney. I think for the same
Do you-
reason you just
have
said
you
you
talked-
should do it.
do you
I think
talk
it would
at
be wild to be confronted with, would you give him a kidney? Like if my biological dad out of nowhere found this and was like, it's so funny that this came up on this podcast because I haven't seen you in years. I do need a kidney. I think I would get tested and see if it, as long as I really could do it and it wouldn't affect me, I would do it for the like, there's got to be some movie in here, right?
Right? Yeah. I mean, but so you've not had any contact with your biological dad?
I did once, and it doesn't really make me look great, so I'll tell it. But no, he lost custody of us when we were little,
Right.
because he was like a bad dude. And then when I was in college, my sister, who because I have two sisters, one is his daughter as well.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, I'm kind of curious about seeing him again. Like, she was really little when he lost custody, so she
Mm.
was like, I just want to remember. And I was like, I think he was a kind of a bad dude. I don't want you to go find him. I'll go find him.
Yeah.
And so I somehow, I don't remember how, in college found his address and kind of liked the idea that it felt like a movie, like I was going to go find my biological father.
Yeah.
And I went, and I remember it was pouring rain, and I was like, perfect. And I drove up, and I was like, I'm going
Exterior.
to. I truly was like, this is stunning. I literally knocked on the door, and a man opened it, a woman opened it, and I was like, this is I'm sorry, I'm here to see so and so. I'm his biological child. And she was like, he's actually that house. And I was like, well, I just did the performance. So then I had to walk to the other house, and
Oh my
I
God.
met him after like 15 years or so, and I went in and I had a random dinner with him, and it was totally fine. And I felt no way about it. It felt like a strange man that I didn't know. I didn't feel like daddy. I didn't like hate him. It just felt like I was in a strange man's home. I remember we had chili, and then he said, can I have your number? And I said, I'll take yours and I'll call you if I want to. And then I just never wanted to. I have no interesting ending. I just was like, I don't need another straight man in my life.
Yeah.
I felt like that.
Yeah.
And then I only called him one other time because I needed to get my contacts changed. And I called Pacific Optometry in my phone, but I accidentally pressed the name right under Pacific Optometry because it's spelled like Pacific Optometry.
Paternal
And-
biological.
Yeah, it's a paternal biological father,
Straight
man.
guy.
And I was like, hi, I'd like calling to get my contacts changed. And I just heard, do you know who you called? And then I just hung up. That was the last time I've ever spoken to him.
Wow.
Until
Wow.
now. He's here.
He's here. Oh my God! Can you imagine the deep dive of research we did?
It was always my dad always growing up, because there was times we'd join custody, my dad, mom, and there was always like a thing because my dad was so much more fun, and I was scared of my stepdad, whatever. And he would be like, if you want to be here more, you could testify. There was always a like, you could, if you want this, go into a courtroom.
Yeah.
And I never did, but it was always like this thing I thought, would I ever do this?
That's such a stressful thing to kind of hint at with a child. Oh,
but you did it at
crazy.
11?
Yeah, at 11.
Were you wearing a suit?
It was so I don't remember. I think so. I don't remember.
And was it on the stand?
I remember I have such a weird, like, when people are like, how did you know you wanted to do comedy? I have almost an example that's so comically on the nose that if you put it in something, it would seem fake, which was, I remember very viscerally, it was like, and I'm probably messing up the memory a little bit, but like days and days of going in and out of court, and I wasn't allowed to be in there for a lot of it. Just the parents were doing their thing, and my grandmother had me and my sister, and she was just in charge of taking care of us for the day, keeping us busy, taking us out to lunch, keeping us in good spirits. And I remember we went to a library, and I bought a joke book, and I spent all day just reading jokes back and forth with her and like laughing. And then I really remember being like, how much it helped me to read those jokes during like the worst, most stressful part of my life.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's so on the nose that I can point to being like, I want to do comedy.
Yeah.
It was from that
Yeah.
exact
That's
moment.
cute.
It is cute.
That is cute.
But we had joint custody too, but my dad lived in Southern California, and then my mom moved to Northern California. And so
Oh.
in the 90s and 80s, our joint custody was every other weekend. We had to get on a plane and fly down to see
That
him.
sounds hellish.
Every other Friday we would
to go on
fly.
a plane? What, after school?
After school on Friday, my mom would take us to
That's
the airport,
crazy.
and she
It
could
ruins
walk
your
us to the
fucking
gate.
Friday.
And then we would get on the plane, and we would go down, and then we'd come back on Sunday night every other weekend for like 6 years. Isn't that
That's
crazy?
a nightmare.
horrible.
Wait, sorry. So Sunday flight was Sunday night?
Yeah,
So your
Friday to
weekend
Sunday
was
night.
fucked.
It was
Your weekend
well,
was fucked.
just-
You had
I was
one
with-
Saturday.
Yeah, I was just with my
And-
dad all weekend.
Yeah. Oh.
I,
God.
as I've gotten older and heard other people's arrangements, I really have come to believe that unless you live so close to each other, that doing the chunks of time, summers at dad's, but having longer stretches, because I went back and forth in a way that looking back feels neurotic, and I think it just contributed to no stasis, weekends fucking broken up, and it and then I spent too much time with I would always go to my dad's. I didn't have that much time, so I never did sleepovers, and that like prevented me from being socially. I have so many thoughts
Totally.
on how custody should work.
It's crazy.
Oh God. So the story I really wanted to see if you tell.
Oh God.
So you really were head writer at SNL during the first Trump era.
Yeah.
The era we were confident. Did you feel as confident that no chance this guy's gonna win? Were you
I
there
think
when he
so.
hosted?
It was my idea to have him host. I was like, Lauren, we have to. Lauren, we have to.
We got
And Lauren
it.
said,
We
please, no,
simply must.
please. I don't think it's a good
Lauren was
idea.
like, I'm gonna get so much shit for this, and I was like, Lauren, shut up. Shut
The
up.
kids are gonna love
Shut
this.
up. We have him on. We have him dance. Come on.
Relax. Relax, Lauren.
Relax. Relax. I mean, honestly, sometimes when he gets in his head like that, you just gotta be like, Lauren, relax. You know, relax. You see me open up talking about SNL. I was like talking about like my having full like surrogacy and then my biological father. I was like, oh my god.
Oh, that's so funny.
Would you give Lauren a kidney?
What?
Would you give Lauren a kidney?
No.
He could get on that list.
Yeah, he's fine.
got a fridge
He's
with
fine.
some kidneys.
He
in
probably
the
has
office.
kidneys already in his office.
Exactly.
What year did you start at SNL?
I was there from 2011 to 2017.
And what year did you start being head writer?
I was only head writer for my last year.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what year did Trump come? 2015?
Yeah. Somewhere in there. It was bad. Yeah.
You've been doing comedy. I don't really know what the past with comedy and politics, the intersection, but I certainly feel like you were at Funny or Die. Your first day at Funny or Die was when we killed Osama bin Laden. Is that true?
Yeah.
And just like it.
When we did it.
When we
killed
the three
Osama
of
bin
us
Laden.
killed Osama bin Laden.
I remember I had a friend when Obama did Between Two Ferns. This was so long ago.
Yeah.
Like our friend found it like something about it they found distasteful, or they were like I don't know. They didn't like it. And me being they
didn't like seeing the president in that.
Yeah, they didn't like the intersection of like comedy and
Okay.
the government in this way. Something about it rubbed them the wrong way. And at the time, I was such a capital D Democrat, good little boy. I was like shut up.
Yeah.
And then like now I feel so differently, and now I feel like the friendliness of everything has been gross to watch, and I feel very much like fuck everything.
Yeah.
But you were there during a real like interaction.
Yeah.
I mean, like when Trump came on, did you have any feelings about it?
Oh yeah, none of us wanted him to host.
Really?
Yeah, no one wanted that.
And like was there any space to like share that, or was it just mumblings in the background and you go, were you rude to him?
Remember.
Did you write a mediocre sketch
I don't really
for
remember.
him?
I remember we wrote sketches specifically that he wasn't in because we didn't want to deal with it. So like we wrote a sketch that didn't have him in it. I think we wrote a video, like a pre-tape, because we were like, we just don't really want to be around the vibe. But like we didn't have any power to do any. I think there was general grumblings, but I don't remember like a stage like we all walked out and it didn't work or anything like that.
Did you interact at all?
Did I? I'm trying to think if I told you something that I'm trying to remember.
No, that's
that I
not.
did.
No, that's
got
not.
it. I don't think
the story I want to get out of you.
so.
What I want to hear about is election night.
Oh goddamn. Well, I don't think I had a real interaction with him. I really interacted with Hillary because Hillary Clinton came closer to the election, and she came and played herself, and Sarah Schneider and I and Kate McKinnon wrote all the Hillary stuff. And so then she played Hillary, and so we got to interact with her, and of course we liked her, and so we wanted her to win, and so that was more fun for me, whereas I just remember Trump kind of trying to stay out of the way.
Yeah.
I feel like I remember I don't know if I think I might be making that up. I'll just say it. No, I don't know.
That's fine.
No.
Whoa there. Looks like Russell and Gianmarco are at it again. Spilled just a little too much tea. I think it's best we cut this part out so they can keep some friends in this industry.
We're jumping back. You just missed the best story of all time. But sadly, you got to be personal friends with Chris to get that story. Do you look back on any of that and go, oh, I don't like how I interplayed with politics, or that wasn't the right way, or thank God I'm free of that?
Thank God I'm free of that for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I loved it, and my first writing job was at The Onion. Like I was a writer and director at the Onion News Network when it was like starting in like 2007 or 2008, and we wrote a lot of like political satire, and I loved The Onion growing up. And then at Funny or Die I did a little bit. I wasn't there that long, and then I was such a fan of SNL and like all the satirical political stuff during the 2008 election and before, and so I was like, oh cool, I'm gonna get to be at SNL during the 2016 election. That's fun and crazy, and then I get to be a supervising writer and the head writer for that. It felt fun and like a cool responsibility, and we were very aware, like Sarah and Kate and I, that we were in the center of, for better or worse, this very weird experience that we got to be in all the meetings for. We got to like, something would happen on a Friday, we'd immediately be the ones that were called in to write something about it until 4 a.m. And I felt very much like, oh, I'm living a cool, weird part of my life that I won't forget. Like this is a very rare experience I get to have. And then of course Trump won, and it became a different thing. And because I think none of us really thought that was going to happen.
Yeah.
And then that soured it. Trump winning really bummed my last season of SNL out.
But also it changed.
And
Like,
we don't talk enough about that as a country.
Yeah.
I think it was so interesting because I watched the video, the Funny or Die video, and I don't know how involved you were with that one of when Osama bin Laden was killed, and it was like George Bush. It was Will Ferrell
was he at
as
a
George
salad
Bush.
bar?
He was at a salad bar, like you know that long walk they do to the podium sometimes, like but
Yeah,
it was like
yeah,
a long
yeah.
walk, and he got something, put it on his plate, and then addressed the camera, and it was about how he had killed a gopher in his backyard, but using all the language of like, we got him. This gopher was terrorizing my yard, and I was like, man, it was so much sillier.
Yeah.
It was so much more like, Bush is dumb. This big thing happened. Let's map it onto this in a super silly way. It was not critical. It was not like trying to make a point at all, other than this guy's a doofus and this is funny.
Yeah.
And the shift of that into like, it has to say something, and it's got to speak truth to power.
Wait, as you're saying that, I think I wrote that. I think that was my first sketch at Funny or Die. I think like he died that day, and then Will was playing him, right? Will Ferrell?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I wrote that weirdly.
Wow.
Sure.
But yeah, I think it was like fun. I really liked the idea of writing political commentary, and it was like it was fun, and then it became, oh, it's so relentless. Like Trump never goes away. There's never a quiet moment anymore, that you always have to be talking about him and addressing him. And it was so dark, and obviously such an awful person that there was no like quaint making fun of the like flub of the day, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, he really putting his foot in his mouth this week. It was just a relentless drumbeat of awfulness, and to have to respond to that the whole time was a little tiring, and was partly why I was a little bit excited to leave, because I liked writing political commentary and satire, but I was like, this isn't the only one thing I want to do as a writer. I don't know that I want to stay for years and just my whole life is responding to this
and also
monster.
I feel like with the juxtaposition of how relentless Trump is, and also then the combination of social media and being like, and the old days, SNL was the only one really weighing in and making a comment on the president.
Yeah.
And by this time, you're like, okay, everyone has had their perfect takes.
Yeah, what is
on
there even to
what
say?
Trump has done every day, and you're trying to like sum up 17 crazy things he did that week.
Yeah.
And everyone's already had an opinion on that.
Yeah.
And you're like, how are we going to stand out and not
Even
you know?
today, Tovah, she's not online as much with politics stuff, but Trump did his tweet about Rob Reiner, and it was this feeling where I like stopped myself from saying what I've said 100 times. Where it's like, did you see what Trump said?
I know,
and it's just like that awful feeling of like, how many times
having to say that,
this?
like having to say that phrase.
I know you're
over and over
outside
again.
of your body, seeing
Why
you
am I
do the
saying
same
that?
thing. Yeah,
Like,
and that's why.
And it's never like cool.
And that's why.
Did you see what Trump said? He said,
no, actually, did you see what he said though this time? This one's fun. That's why Sarah and I, because we were head writers, and I think that's true of every head writer, whenever like the news breaks or wherever it's going to be about the cold open, it's just inherently like, okay, so they'll do it. So you were just sort of like on call at any hour. So when the pussy tape leaked, when anything happened, it's like, okay, well, ask Chris and Sarah what they're writing. You know, it was like, that's your task as the head writer usually, which was cool. I don't know, it felt like good to have that responsibility, I guess, to write the cold opens. But yeah, it was such a drumbeat of awfulness. But the things that we liked writing more, and what we tried to do, was like, okay, we know every week we're going to get a homework assignment responding to his most recent awful shit. We liked stepping back, and every week we tried to write like a video piece that was less topical, that was less like about what happened that week, and was more like making a point about like Kellyanne Conway in general. Her. Or like we would try to do something that was a little more evergreen topical, or like making a point that wasn't just like, he said this and now we're making fun of it. He said this, now we're making fun of it. So, but it's a losing game.
It really is just like it got so hard. It gets so hard to like, he's like, you're just this thing of like, it's
and
hard
it's hard to surprise. I just think so much of comedy has to be like, is based on surprise mixed with funny.
Totally.
And the more you're one-to-one with the news, the less surprising you can be. It's like, we're going to talk about this. And it's about
and also, you're with like the funniest people in the world. And like when we would write on Tuesday nights, my favorite times that I think about are like up at 4 a.m. with Kate and Kaiti, just writing the dumbest shit in the entire world. And like being a head writer was so fun, but then you are still like, oh, we got to do all this homework. Like Kaiti, we don't have as much time to write this like fun, dumb thing, because we got to respond to this dumb fucking asshole who said this. And it's like, how can you complain about that? Because it's a cool thing that you're in the position to have to write that. But you get into comedy because you want to like laugh and have fun, and so you miss a little bit of that silliness of
Yeah.
I got into comedy.
Yeah, the
just
show
like
has to
laugh and have
cover all
fun.
the bases. So,
But then you can't like laugh and have fun with Trump. Yeah.
yeah.
Are you still friends with Hillary?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I-
you ever
I-
call her asking for some context?
I really didn't want her to come on the show. I fought that one hard. Do I ever what?
So accidentally call her asking for context.
Oh God. If I had that number.
What would you do?
What
Call her
would I
now.
do?
Don't
Should
tell
I
her to
call
watch
her?
the pod. we've been, because you also wrote the
What?
much loved Broad City Hillary Clinton episode.
I think I did.
You blog all these
Did
out?
I? Did I? I
Did
think
you
I
really?
did.
I think so.
I only say that because I think that by that I was in the room as a writer producer on Broad City for the first couple years, but I think by the third or fourth year I was at SNL full time, so I would write a script from afar. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
may not have. I think I did write the Hillary one.
Yeah,
Oh my
just throw
God.
Hillary. Just we do it on SNL
Yeah.
all the time. We throw them in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh God. And last, I guess, before we go into our This Gotta Stop, I know we got your This Gotta Stop was kids books for kids with gay parents.
Yeah.
With like the other two, you know, I write about myself. Like a lot of my creativity is like I have this like need, good or bad doesn't matter. It's like what artistically I do. I want to like talk about my own life in some capacity.
Yeah, yeah.
And in a way, it's like the other two certainly feels like as close to something of you. I mean, do you feel that? Do you feel like it was a way you got to express things that were so close to the vest? Much showbiz stuff. That's why I want to write about being a stand-up comedian. Not because I want to write about stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
But like I'm just like, that's the thing I know.
Yeah.
Do you find as a writer, like, do you go, I want to write about myself in some capacity? Do you have a dream of, would you act more as yourself? Are you fine having someone else do it? But like, do you feel like you're a first person writer in a way or closer to that?
I don't know that in general I am, but I get what you mean. Like Sarah and I were like, when we were pitching the show, we were like, it'll be fun to write stories about like dating or relationships or career struggles, but then with this like dumb pop culture umbrella over it that hopefully makes it more like sellable, or there has a gimmick to it. And so we kind of sold the show as a way to like write stories that are closer to our lives. But then it wasn't really like he's me and she's her or anything, but it was usually like big things we were thinking about. So like I remember in season 3, which was after COVID, we decided to do this whole storyline about Brooke wondering if she was even doing good in the world. Like she was a Hollywood agent and her fiance had decided to become like a nurse during COVID. And so she had a season-long spin out of like, is what I'm doing even worthwhile? I get like one life on this earth. Like, do I really want to be like circling back about clients and like their promotional tours and we related to that, and just a lot of our writers did, and just the kind of thing that every artist does is like, is what I'm doing like worth it? Is it anything? Is it meaningful? Like, could I be spending my days elsewhere? And so we would like relate to that, and so we would yes and that, or this sort of like Carrie in season 3 has this kind of desire to like make it, but then he's constantly moving the goalpost and he doesn't really know when he can say he's made it. And by the end of the series, he's just like absolutely in hell. He has everything he's ever wanted. Every single dream has come true, but it's at the sake of his like sanity and happiness. And it's like, so it'll go from the seed of being like all of us wondering if we're going to know when we've quote unquote made it and what is making it. And so it's kind of like big ideas that we relate to. And then each episode itself is more like invented. You know what I mean?
I think for me, the one that resonated the deepest with me and my girlfriend, I think one of the reasons we're together is when Molly Shannon goes back home and has this long, like rich day with people not in
brutal.
showbiz.
It's so good.
And it's so like lovely and
you see her the whole episode and she's like blah, blah, blah.
with friends and
then
learning about
voiceover,
their lives.
Oh my!
And then at the end,
God.
who she's calling?
She's calling
Dan?
She's Streeter. She's calling Ken Marino's character.
And being like
she's tweeting.
describing the whole day, and then at the end it goes like, and I was so bored.
Yeah,
I was so bored.
Yeah,
and it's such a, again, good, bad, or just who you are, but it's like the poison or the intoxication of this high-paced show biz.
And I think I like that she was maybe sad that she was bored, where she felt a judgment towards them, but then she felt sad that she kind of like had experienced this other version of life, and it's not necessarily better or worse, but she just like doesn't have the ability to just go back and be like the person she used to be. And there's Yeah, I don't know. That was a tricky little one because it's so dark.
It's so dark, but it's
Yeah,
and also
yeah.
like the specific thing of that character, who you could just think is like this, blah blah blah, but like also really knew who she like was really like knew who she was, and it's so good. I mean, I think of that moment a lot. It's like really, really.
I mean, that came about mostly because maybe we relate. I don't know if it's so much as we relate to that, or maybe somebody pitched it in the room when we did, or maybe I relate to that a little bit, but that also just comes from each season trying to make sure we're not repeating ourselves. So if like, we've seen Molly Shannon be like so plucky and like give everything to everyone, and we liked the reversal that in season 3 she actually becomes like so famous and successful that she sort of like doesn't relate to her old life, and you think she's going to enjoy going back to small town America, and she's like, I found it small and boring, and when they were talking I wouldn't listen. Like that felt like a surprise to see Molly Shannon do that. So it was kind of a way of just not repeating ourselves narratively, sort of. Yeah.
Did you feel like is a show like the other two? Do you feel like it's a show that could have gone on for forever, or do you feel like it would reach a point of like these people don't grow? It's always like, I mean, I know you're a big Seinfeld fan, and it always is like, I've done rewatch at Seinfeld, and it hits a point, and you go, something changes.
Well, I kind of think that, like, I think early on in season 1, even like everyone, like all the producers or like the network, because originally we were at Comedy Central, was very supportive of what we were doing, and they were very like lovely. But I think at one point Sub would say something like, and you don't have to burn through this much story. Like you can just have them hang out more. Like, and me and Sarah, I think, were like, no, we want them to move and change. We want twists. We want them every episode. You should be able to take an episode out, and the next episode it doesn't work because they don't have something they've learned in the previous episode. We want them to learn and change and grow could be the wrong way. Like they can evolve. But we didn't envision this as a hangout comedy. We really wanted the characters to drastically move emotionally and mentally through time and space. And so because of that, we were probably ending season 2 or 3 where a show would maybe have ended in season 7 or 10. We really were burning through stories. But also at the same time, me and Sarah were having a baby during that third season, and so we were also like, oh, we're about to fully have children, so maybe we don't do this now. I could have. I mean, it's evergreen in that it's like the entertainment industry is only going to get worse and worse, and so there's always stuff to parody. That's the thing. It's one of those people do a lot of like Seinfeld today, or like that 9/11 Seinfeld episode, and there's so many moments where it feels like a vacuum, honestly, or like I would love to see how the other two would address this. There's still a lot of like on our text thread of like the writers or the cast will be like, oh my God, this is truly like Carrie Dubek. This is Carrie Dubek experiencing this. So I know.
Ever a TV movie, a special,
a TV movie
thing, or a
one-off
movie?
Oh, that's chic.
A one-off.
That's chic.
Oh, it never seems to work. It never seems to
HBO
work.
Max, Paramount, Netflix.
We really wanted to do and we never did it. Or we talked about it for season 3, or we talked about it maybe if we did a TV movie about like Carrie being in one of those they shoot a scene every year for 20 years movies.
A Richard Linklater,
like a Richard Linklater movie. But
he has a small part in Merrily We Roll Along.
Or he's in like one of those, but then like every 2 years he's shooting it. Like one of his co-leads is like taken down and can't be in the movie anymore, and so they have to keep reshooting. So it takes like 40 years to shoot, but it finally comes out. And it's like truly a masterpiece, and Carrie's incredible in it, but he's dead. So it would be like the whole rest of the family seeing him like in his magnum. Like he would win like a posthumous like Oscar or something like that.
That's really
for something
funny.
that took him his entire life, but he'd be dead. Or some version of that. We talked about it for a while.
Yeah.
But
it's so good.
That's really funny.
All right, let's go on to our next segment. This has got to stop.
This has got to stop.
You did one. Russell, do you have this got to stop?
Let me pull up. I have a list somewhere.
Oh, great.
Do you have a list?
What the fuck, Russell? God damn
I
it.
didn't do anything.
Where's my notepad? Son of... Oh, here it is. Okay. This has got to stop. Wait, I had a good one for this. Sorry, guys at home.
Sorry, everyone.
This is just brutal. I went to a show and Kramer was there. Michael Richards was there. And I was starstruck big time.
Wait, he performed or he was
No,
in
he was
the
just
show?
in the audience. We saw Weir.
Who?
Michael Richards.
Oh.
Kramer. Because he's a Seinfeld fan.
I love Seinfeld.
I need to go back and do a watch, but it's tough. I'm not that big a fan of Jerry these days. Julia Louis-Dreyfus is who I'd want to play my mom.
Oh.
Who would you want to play your mom?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't. Maybe Catherine O'Hara.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's nice. My this has got to stop.
Oh, this is a very specific one I have.
Go.
I have two actually. This one is just because the last few days have been crazy. This got to stop. I've been running into, this is so specific. Mean clothes. These are some of the clothes I've seen people wearing the last few days. I'll stop stabbing you when you stop screaming.
Oh,
Someone had that on their shirt.
Oh my
in this
God.
day and age with all the horrible things happening.
That's awful.
Another person had, fuck you, you stupid fucking fuck.
They're both
On
just
their
walking down the
shirts.
street.
They're just walking down the street in these shirts. And then another one said somebody else's problem with like a face that was like this. But I just was like, what are these mean shirts? Who's selling them? It feels like a very
the only thought that I
noticing
have
it.
is that if you're wearing that shirt, the people who are still going to engage with you are, it's very selective of like, they're the people you're going to get along with.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly,
If you
exactly.
if
I'll
you're wearing
stop-
this
Find your
stabbing
people.
shirt, you
I'll
talk to
stop
that guy.
stabbing you when you stop screaming.
If you're a guy who approaches that person, you're meant to be friends.
Yeah, I guess
I
so.
saw this couple, and they weren't the best looking two, but he was wearing, he said, I'm not a gynecologist, but I'll take a look. And she was wearing a shirt that said, I'm a squirter. And I said, I hope that's
yeah.
how you met.
Exactly.
Wait, they were both wearing it at the same
Yeah,
time?
At
that's
the
good.
same time. At the same time. And I said,
that's beautiful.
That's beautiful.
This is fucked up.
Yeah.
But it's also weird imagining just picturing them like buying this shirt. It's just kind of like,
Yeah. Yeah. And
they
also
sell them in New York, in the, I love New York, and it's like, fuck you
I know,
fuckity,
yes,
fuck.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
Jesus.
I know, but I wasn't even in Times Square, so I was like, "What's happening?" And then the other thing is, I was sick last week, and so I was watching a lot of older movies, and I just noticed that there's this thing that for all the problems of the '90s, there was like, if you watch some of those old rom-coms, you're like, they allowed people to be like introverts, like especially women could be introverts now, where I feel like now they have to be so mean or bossy or like so empowered that it's like, it feels less interesting, honestly. Whereas like, you're like Meg Ryan, Julia Roberts, sometimes they were like these introverted, kind of quiet, but they were still interesting. And I feel like something now, I was like, I haven't seen a rom-com in so long where it's like, the people are allowed to be nice, or
Yeah.
they're just so like, like anyone but you, or whatever that one is. They're so mean. They have to be mean and like, but not in an interesting way. I don't know what happened where we said that flirting is so mean. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
And I don't even mind mean. It just doesn't feel like it is that funny or interesting. And I was pleasantly surprised, being like the 90s for how problematic they were. I was like, oh, actually, these are more interesting characters than a lot of times we see now. Nowadays.
I feel like I watched an 80s or 90s movie recently where the voices were like, oh, I don't know, or something like that. One of those like old-timey voices where I'm like, how did that was in an 80s movie I saw. They talked like that. Or like I heard a clip of like a movie from the 80s and they talked like that. I'm like, when did that talking stop?
Also, all the smaller parts are so good character actors that look like real actual old people and are like, you just would never see their faces now. Like, it's just like, no one's old now in movies. But
My problem with rom-coms is when they're both gorgeous, or like just model hot. I think there's got to be, you got to have the Billy Crystal, not ugly, but like not like when they're both models. I'm like, this isn't a rom-com. They're hot and they want to fuck.
yeah,
and it's gonna
turn it into a
happen.
porn. We'll watch it.
Yeah, exactly. That's a porn.
Yeah,
I need to
Turn
see
it
someone's
into a
got
porn. Yeah.
There was this one. There was an SNL sketch. There was a video sketch I sent it to where it was like, the joke was about like Grubhub Wrapped or whatever, and how they order like all these shitty foods. And the joke was like, they eat all this shit, and I'm like, everyone's pretty svelte on the show right now. I'm not buying this joke of like, you're ordering too much Taco Bell.
Who are you horniest for on the show right now?
Well, you saved your story, and I will save that list.
Oh my God.
It's a tie.
You
It's
got
a tie
to talk
all
about
around. My this got to stop. A little vague. My this has got to stop is when professional actors with like big movie careers like give career advice loosely, because I know the actors who will never make a living from this taking their words seriously, and I'm like, this is the wrong advice for you. George Clooney's advice about the trajectory of a career does not apply to the Fi-Core commercial actor right now.
Yeah.
No shade to that person.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you can pivot to stand up like me, but like, don't. I just sometimes they'll talk in a way that's like, hey, here's some advice for like the artist out there, and I'm like, you shut up.
Yeah.
Like text that to
Yeah.
who's the Tom Cruise younger guy, the blonde guy.
Oh,
From the movie.
Glenn Powell.
you.
Glenn Powell.
Glenn Powell.
Yeah.
Text it to Glenn.
Yeah.
I don't need to hear Tom's advice.
Yeah, because sometimes
about,
their
like,
stories are like, I was living in Richard Kine's bungalow, and then I ran into Burt Reynolds, and he said, "You're assigned." Like it's like okay.
And sometimes you do take the Marvel
It's just
movie,
not
but
how-
then you can use
Yeah.
those funds
Yeah.
to do your passion project. Shut
And
up.
you're just like,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Final segment. You better count your blessing.
You better count your blessings.
You better count your blessing. My blessing, I went to, I think it's called The Egyptian in Los Angeles. It's a movie theater. And my girlfriend and I, we went to see a 1 p.m. showing of Laurel and Hardy, like Laurel and Hardy shorts. And like a guy came out and explained how some of the frames have never been saved. And like there's a sound missing here, but they restored it. And it was like, it was so nice. It's so funny. And to really sit down and watch that. And some of it's silent and some of it's spoken. And just, it's just beautiful. I felt like, oh, this is LA. And I don't know if that's true, but like I felt like, ooh, this is the movies. I felt it.
That's sweet.
And I whenever I think about a comedic partnership, I just see like two guys that work together a long time, and I reflect on us. And,
fat and a skinny one, too.
A fat and a skinny one.
Yeah.
And I'd love to see you in that little Hitler mustache. Honestly, seeing him with that, I was like, oh, I get how that mustache worked. In my mind, it was always like a crazy mustache to have, period.
Do you think it was really popular? Just those two guys
No,
doing
I think it was popular. I think it was probably like a little bit quirky.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how people described Hitler, quirky.
Quirky.
But Laurel and Hardy, I want to recreate as a promo. I want to like recreate a Laurel and Hardy with you. Although I think I'm more Hitler, and you're more the other one.
I think you are more Hitler. Yeah.
Of the two of us,
I would say that.
he's more mad, and the other
Yeah.
one's which
I'm
one's
more
Hardy?
Mussolini.
Which one's the
They were
going to
be Hitler in the other one, and then they were like, let's just do Laurel.
Yeah. What's your blessing?
My blessing. Okay, so it's too late for you to get it now, but for next Christmas, let me tell you, my friend Matt Wilkes, shout out to Matt, makes his own tree toppers. Like makes them. He's an artist, actor, great actor, funny guy. But he makes these tree toppers. He started a business, and they're wonderful. And I have one. I'm trying to find the picture. I'll send you the picture. But it's a rat
No,
holding.
not me. To be clear, I'm not doing.
No,
the
I'll
editing.
send it to you directly.
No,
and
please
you
don't.
forward it to the appropriate folks. But anyways, they're really creative and beautiful, and you should go and buy them next Christmas season, or get them now. You know, they're online. Matt Wilkes.
Chris, you have a blessing.
I wasn't sure if we were supposed to do a funny one or a sincere one,
You could do anything.
Either thing.
but I wasn't sure.
You can do anything.
Which one do you want?
Well-
no, I don't know.
Do funny.
Well, no, but
Too funny.
I don't know. I'm not trying to be funny. I wasn't sure if I was supposed to. I came up with a sincere one, and then I was like, that's gay.
No, it's
okay. The funny one
it's
is
okay to be gay.
I'm.
It's a kid's book I'm working on.
My funny one I typed to myself because I.
It's okay to be gay, children.
Yeah. People may say boo every time you step outside the house.
Daddy did not like green eggs and ham. He just liked ham all the way.
I for some reason feel very grateful for, and my husband does this thing that I think is like sweet and endearing, and I don't know if this is like a stretch to fit under this topic, but it was the first thing I thought of, which was like, even if we are like in a fight with each other, or like I'm annoyed with him, or like you'll have that like that little tense moment, and then for the 3 hours you're like, we're in the same house, we're kind of ignoring each other, and then he will text me things like this. He will text me at CVS, and guess who I'm standing in front of? Jessica Connor. And he does that because he doesn't know celebrity names, and he doesn't ever know a celebrity name. And so then I'll text him back like, Jessica Connor is not the name of a celebrity. And he's like, it is. I know you always make fun of me. Ha ha ha. I don't know celebrity names, but I know who this is. It's Jessica Connor, and she's in front of me at CVS. And I'm like, if you Google Jessica Connor, a celebrity won't come up. And then but he does this every time. He doesn't know celebrity names, and it really is endearing, and it really is sweet to me. And he he texted in response. He was like, no. And then you like try to figure out who this is. Like you try to like get him there. And so he's like, Chris, Jessica Connor. She's married to, and then he said, she's married to Peter Bellamy, Chris. And I was like, Jessica Connor and Peter Bellamy are a celebrity couple that you were texting me about. And he's like, you don't know who Jessica and so then we're in a fight again. And he meant Jennifer Connelly and Paul Bettany. So then can you see how we got there? Kind of, right?
Yeah.
And it's every day.
Wow.
Do you want to hear a couple other ones
Yes,
real quick?
please.
Okay, who do you think? Let's see if you can guess these.
Okay.
Because he would argue it's clear what he's doing.
Clear.
Okay, who's Fiona Scott Morgan?
Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
No. Fiona Scott Morgan. This is what he does to me. Fiona Scott Morgan.
Which drugstore?
No, this was just
Fiona Scott.
he saw her and liked her in a show.
is
He was
there-
like, oh, let's watch the show again with Fiona Scott Morgan. Oh, yeah. And I was like, which one is that? And he's like, the one that we're watching with Fiona Scott Morgan. And I'm like, we're not watching a show.
Phoebe Waller-Bridge, but Fiona Scott Morgan. It has to be 3 names.
I would hope so.
It's Kristen Scott Thomas.
Oh my
It's Kristen Scott Thomas. And he would argue, I got the Scott. And so that's true.
Yeah.
Can you guess who Miriam Blotnick is?
Miriam Blotnick. Helen Mirren.
It's Mayim Bialik.
Oh.
Anyway.
It's more about the confidence, because I would just go, I don't know, that person. But the
Yeah, no,
fact that he's like,
confidence.
I know.
He literally is like, we were at a
Miriam
concert. And he was
Blotnick.
like, there's Miriam Blotnick. But no stutter. He's not like, sounds like Miriam. He's like, Miriam Blotnick's over there. I'm like, no, that, what? And it just really cracks me up because it's so sincere. It's so genuine. He's very like smart and serious in so many other ways. And then is so dumb about, I really love it.
Yeah.
That's all.
Sounds stressful to have him
really
as a
grateful.
lawyer. My
He
client.
can't remember anything.
My client.
Where can people find you, Chris?
Literally nowhere.
Yeah.
My address. I have
No,
an
it's
Instagram,
just-
but I haven't used it in like years.
I
because
know.
I forgot.
I know.
Yeah.
I look.
That's
but I
kinda
don't.
nice.
And you're done. Well, because that's another thing with the other two is like, it was a good capturing of social media, which is so tricky because
Yeah.
it's so fractured, and to have authenticity, like truly, you'd have to have a writer on every staff who's like addicted to one platform to understand the language.
Yeah.
But you're not. You've gave it up.
I
You're
just
done?
got sick of it a while ago. Honestly, what happened is my husband stopped using it and then deleted it, and then he would be like, "It's embarrassing to still post on Instagram," and I was like, "You're right, it is," and I stopped.
Oh my God.
And he bullied me. No, I just felt
You
like
better be writing period pieces now. It's going to come off as inauthentic as hell.
I know. It doesn't feel authentic. I don't ever feel inclined to post.
Yeah.
But I am lurking every single moment of the day.
So tell people what to watch. Other people. Where can they watch?
They can watch other people. They can watch the other two. They can watch Saturday Night Live, the Trump episode.
The Trump episode.
I feel like he did a thing. I'm either making this up or not. I can't remember, but I feel like
does it all
when
the time.
Trump
Who
was
gives a shit?
there, I feel like a thing he did was, when you underline a word to like give it emphasis,
Mm-hmm.
like I will go to the store, and you underline will. He thought that was crossed out, so he would read like I to the store, go to the store, and he did it the whole read for like hours. He just skipped every word that was underlined. And we were having a
got him.
blast. We got him.
We got him.
We got him.
We got our lead,
This is
baby.
what's going to take him down.
This is the downside.
That was a Headgum podcast.